Welcome to yet another wonderful week of Dungeons and Dungeons.
Woo!
The Fanlin crew nearly lost their lives defending YiYang. Calling upon deities and otherworldly forces, was able to push back the Cobalt Alliance.
Wait, that actually happened?
Yeah, dude.
I wasn't sure if we just, like, changed the morale and still had to fight stuff, or
Well,
if we,
no.
like, legitimately...
Because I, like, pulled a Night
stuff.
King and, like, brought everybody back to life.
Oh, yeah, you did do that.
That was pretty
That's
that was
right.
pretty
I
sick.
forgot about that
Pretty
part.
And you, like,
I actually
there was
did
a lot.
too, so
There
that
was a
actually
lot.
changes a note I have in here, so thank you. Thank you for stating that very early. That's going to change a number in here.
You, like, destroyed half their fleet. That was pretty dope.
You know, we all had to play. We all had the thing.
You can see the remnants of the last 5 ships being absolutely decimated by the storm giants at this moment, as they are calling down thunder strikes onto the ships, and one of them is physically taking their trident and just puncturing it through the boat as you just see people pouring into the waters. The giant gates that were opened up from one of the deities ruling one of the layers of hell are still being closed by the spirit of the forest that is out on the horizon that Masno called down onto. Aerie is finished his burning of ships, as you saw, as they are going down to the bottom, and he collapses unconscious.
Classic.
Spare the dying.
Yep.
You can see all these Cobalt soldiers tossing their swords aside and in shock after what has happened as the battlefield has been split in half. You can see the ghost ship fading in opacity, just disappearing into a mist, and you can see the Kraken going away from the Storm Giant's attention. So you have no idea where the Kraken is at this time.
See you later.
With that, you see your comrades around you in disbelief and shock. You remember the words "chosen" being muttered upon the people of the beaches and the people surrounding you, and phrases of "they are chosen," "they were chosen," "they're chosen ones," just many different phrases of the word "chosen" being thrown around about your group in this utter state of shock. The Goliath is decapitated from last time, so he lays dead on the ground. You can actually see smoke billowing off his sword right now, as it seems to be going from this grotesque, black-looking sword that he was wielding before to a normal-looking sword, as the darkness is coming off that. The commanding officer that was engaging all of you in battle and dealing quite a lot of damage, that gave Aerie a very bad feeling, is visibly upset. Last you remember, he was calling out to each and every one of them, calling them cowards. "We stand and fight, stick with me." And at this, he sees that the Cobalt forces, around 2,000 soldiers on the front that are on the beaches and in between, are just awestruck. And he seems very upset, to say the least, to see his fleets destroyed and all this crumble, but he still seems to have this conviction to him that he still thinks the battle can be won. Despite Ulazal's miraculous healing of so many coming back to life, they're also the water, what came from the stars of Timora, were physical entities, and whatever hit those boats are sinking to the bottom of the bay as well. So whatever that ended up coming down and hitting might be a point of interest at some point. But definitely noticed upon all of you.
What about Jaqualdon?
Jaqualdon's ships are out there. They are still battling.
Nice.
Multiple times you saw him using the coordinate to leave and come back, and it's basically a tactic of Jaqualdon's. You can now have seen on display to reposition himself to best boats in combat. It seems extremely effective on one-on-one combat. When it comes to a massive fleet, it's not as easy a gimmick, but it seems all 3 ships did survive.
Neat.
And they are coming into port at this time.
Very cool.
The commanding officer looks at all his soldiers and you hear him mutter something under the sword, and you can see Calgary reaching over another one and talking to a person in robes next to him as they get their hand up and they're readying a counter spell for whatever's happening. And as the guy finishes his whisper, his sword just burns and disappears.
What the hell?
Just Thanos snaps away, basically. But it's not like that ash. It's more like when molten lava breaks apart, and you can see little bits of that light, and then it goes back into like charred charcoal. Jarlax, who is bloodied and beaten, has a hole in him where he once lived and died and then lived again. He is out of breath, and for someone so charismatic, he's a little off kilter right now.
No kidding.
The day is won. The day is won.
Yeah.
This is, and you start hearing all these people cheering, and you see flares go up, and they circle one another of white and green, and you see them just spiraling up off the top of the towers. As you see the soldiers of the Cobalt Alliance putting their hands up and surrendering, the commanding officer still stands looking at all of you, and Jarlax looks down. Surrender now. This is the end of all conflict. There doesn't need to be more bloodshed. Taking in his surroundings. You all see him still like doing calculations, like somehow this guy still thinks he's going to come out on top. Well, then this must be the way of the fates. Have your jolly time now. We'll see where this ends. The separatists won't last long. And you see Jarlax's motion goes, take the prisoners. Oh God, the biggest place we have that's not the castle. You see Sylvia lean over. We have the warehouses out near the farming district. And he's like, ah, perfect. We'll take them. It's where we, sir. It's where we kept all the weapons we used for everybody. So probably not those ones. Not those ones. Very good. You always, you know where I'm thinking that every time. You're a step ahead of me, except I'm 3 steps. Take these men to the other warehouses away from the farming district. As he looks at everybody and they're like, what? Most of them can't hear shit because the other people are still murmuring and whispering.
I use thaumaturgy to make his voice louder.
That's very helpful. His voice starts to boom. Did you not hear me? You hear him like, oh, fuck! They're all looking around again. You see, They all worried it's another god. Which starts to make you guys more keen that potentially what you were hearing by yourself, others were hearing as well.
Oh.
Oh boy.
With that,
Oh boy.
the soldiers start bringing people in droves through certain areas and trying to organize everything. Calgary comes over to you all, and he gives this look of timidness toward each and every one of you. It seems everyone's a little gun shy of the crew right now for what just transpired. As Calgary approaches, well, that was certainly one way to win a battle. Your friend is unconscious. I feel we should help him.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'll go.
Ari
over.
just face down on the ground right now with Orhana, with Belfina, just poking him with the stick, and she's just like, she still has the sunbeam going on right now, so that's still active. And she's like, am I gonna kill some more? As you see a couple kobold wolves like, gah, gah. As, every time they're getting close to the sunbeam, as their friends were evaporated next to them.
Oh my god.
I walk over to Ari. Is
Yes.
he still breathing?
Give me a medicine check.
Okay. Like smack Belfina
12.
on the top of her tin hat.
Tin
Just be
tin.
like, it's over. We're done.
Disappears. But then it holds for a second. She's like, and then it disappears.
12.
12. Yeah, he's breathing.
Okay.
He just seems unconscious at the moment.
I will give him a cure wounds at first
Stab.
level.
Okay. You should keep note of that so when he comes on, we can. I will write it down as well.
That's going to be. It's going to be 8 heals.
Alright.
Just get him back up.
Okay, nice. Okay. So he does heal for 8, but he's not come to consciousness yet.
This is concerning.
Jarlax looks over. Help him up. Make sure we take him to our healers. Like I told each and every one of you, we protect this group. There's something about them. They're chosen, sir. Yes. They seem to be. As they start ushering you guys into the castle, they bring Aerie and Belfina follow suit. The rest of you are welcome to follow suit as people are going certain ways. The officer, you see Jarlax go, not him, he comes to my dungeon, as certain higher officials are being pulled into the castle for different types of interrogation.
Excellent.
Do we want to check out those meteors right now?
Yeah, we could do that and check in on Jaquald.
Alright.
He was
Might be a
certainly
good idea.
instrumental.
We could use the ships to get out there even.
As the gates come down on this massive structure, I believe there is a picture of YiYang online. Yes, there is. So that's spot on. that entire look of it, of the overlook and the battlefield you were having and all that. Probably a little longer beach, but it's this massive sprawling castle that has touches of snow all around the tops of the roofs. It almost reminds you, oh yeah, it's winter, because everything is so mud torn from the battlefield and the fires that were being thrown around. It's hard to even remember where you were. It was just nothing but combat. Giestros, about 6 of them, litter the ground of the area and some of the roads that come before the castle, and you can just see arrows riddle into these things.
Are their bodies going to cause any issues for the environment surrounding?
It doesn't seem so.
Okay.
I mean, it's just going to be a pain to get them to go away to try and remove these things. They'll have to do some work to 20 meters or 30 meters,
They're
I think,
big.
30 feet tall. They're
Huge.
ridiculously huge. So these things are just hulking masses that are basically fallen trees that are heavier.
And gross.
Yeah, so that'll be part of trying to get people, trying to clear up the area and start getting everything together. It would seem, it would seem that the focus right now is getting people healed, getting all the prisoners. Number one is getting all the prisoners of war secured, because that is still a substantial amount of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
And thankfully your revival helps make things a lot more manageable. So you guys walk toward the shores, and Jaqualdan's ships are actually coming too, as well as the storm giants are walking.
Oh,
With
storm
them.
giants are coming.
Yes, the storm giants are coming.
Oh, God.
Toward the coast with you 3, as Aerie is being watched over by Belfina, as she made an indication to all of you that she has 1 hit left. Even though you trust your allies, you've only been here a few hours.
Fair.
The ship docks, and the storm giants are slowly coming behind. It pulls as docks. It goes close to that alcove that was bringing all the ships in to go in first, but where Jaqualdan's is about to dock, they sort of pull anchor and drop that down beforehand, but not a full deployment. They're just sort of idling as ships can idle. But part of the problem is the whole coast is filled with bodies.
Oh,
So you have almost a extra, I'd say, 10 feet of land added that is just bodies against the coastline because of just all the death and destruction that has come here. Of both bodies, some of them couldn't be revived by your spell, but all that could be saved by Tyr's blessing were. The dock comes down, as you can see. Get it down! And you see they're putting it up, and it's hitting one of the sails that is tattered and down. He goes, "Are you kidding me right now? Really?" And they're like, "I'm trying so hard, sir." And it comes down, and you see, I for one like to make entrances, and that was not a good entrance. As he walks down the ship, and you can see he's cut, and normally his massive, extravagant outfits, it's all just basically a t-shirt and pants. He is in boots. He is got nothing stopping
Oh my
him
God.
right now. He's got though it's buttoned way down, muscles and abs showing.
Never looked
At
better.
the age of 70, whatever.
69.
Well, he started campaign 69.
That
so
is
he's
so
like-
true.
He's like 74 now.
Yeah, he's 74.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
but he's
can't-
also an elf. A
Yeah.
half elf. Half elf.
So he's really young.
Yes.
Yeah.
he
Wow.
is. Yes.
Dad.
Just looking for his dad, man.
He's a kid.
Yeah.
This makes so much sense now.
Yep.
He's baby Yoda.
As
Oh my
Jaqualdon,
God.
as Jaqualdon comes down, he looks. 3. I only see 3 of you.
The other ones are back on the coast.
That's the good news I like to hear. As he taps the side of your face, and you can tell there's exhaustion in him.
As he tapped the side of my face,
Yes.
I'll like not embrace, but sort
Yeah.
of like and give a little cure wounds action there.
Oh, that helps definitely.
I'm sure it does.
As you cure wounds him, go ahead and roll for that. You see him, or whatever it is, if it's default thing.
I just want to see what
Spell
level I feel like.
slots, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like I don't know which I can cast. I'll go with 3rd level because I really like Jaqualdon.
All right.
He was integral to
He
He
was.
sure did help.
our thing here. Cure wounds.
3D plus
3D.
whatever. I think.
As you grasp him out of your. I forgot the name of the water jug you carry on you. What's it called again?
It's water skin.
Water skin. Out of your water skin.
16 healing.
The water comes out and starts to go around Jaqualdon and settles in for this glowing blue, and he's healed for 16. You see him. Oh! That's how you properly heal someone who manages their spells properly! As you see one of the people on board be like, Sir, I mean, we were fighting, and we just... You're wonderful.
Thank you for helping us.
Thank you all, and I know there's a wonderful award waiting for each and every one of us. What the fuck was that, by the way?
What?
What?
There's a lot of things that happened. I don't know what you're.
To be fair, I was about to say that. There was a lot going on. What the fuck was that?
What? Which part?
When the seas parted and then everything went on fire would be the first guess to me.
Hey, we know about as much as you do. We just kind of threw up a little prayer to who we follow, who we most closely associate with, and things turned out for the better.
If I had to venture a guess, it's just the ones we've been knowing all along finally investing.
Yeah. Divine intervention.
Is there any more divine intervention coming tonight?
Not today. I certainly hope not today.
Probably expended that today.
That's all I care about. Right.
Was it really that freaking?
We are about... things weren't looking good. I wasn't going to lose, certainly, but you might have lost tonight. So, with that news being said, the Live to Fight Another Day was right around the corner, and then everything is on fire. Not us. That's the good news. The bad news is it's still burning. As he turns around, you still see on top of the water that purple and black fire is right where every ship was. It's just sitting on the surface of the water, just like oil and fire on top. That's concerning. I've never seen that in my life.
Me neither.
Good. I'm glad that's the answer. I've seen a lot of weird things in my time. And that... And as he points, you see the storm giant coming down to your level, like on a knee, and like all his water sees over. He's like, also,
We made some friends.
you,
We told you about
you
that.
did.
Yeah.
Less alarming when you know it's coming. We cool with King Cole over here?
King Cole?
He's an asshole, yes. So, Jarlax, King of the Pirates.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
He's a friend of the North, so he's a friend of ours.
And by proxy,
Yes.
friend.
Yes.
Then I will pull my ship into port.
King Cole?
He's got the personality like Cole.
I don't.
It's okay. We all have little nicknames, so you don't have to understand.
I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw you pull away, I was pretty sure you weren't gonna come back.
We pick up a lot of tricks out on the high seas, and not all of it is beating your dirt deadbeat friends and stealing their money.
It's good to know you've come a long way since then.
Don't insult me. I'm not above this. All right. Priorities were made. And like I told you, I do want to see this through. I don't want to see this old friend of mine continue to be whatever monster he's grown into. Esk.
Right.
All right.
In for the long haul then.
Well, yes, but I'm not as quite on the old fight till we die idea. It's always fight till and live another day is my mentality.
As long as you're with us.
Yes, very much so. Well, I will be talking to the King of the North about rewards. Ha ha!
Speaking of rewards,
Yes.
you saw those meteors, stars, something fell from the sky.
Maybe?
Shapes.
Do you want to go check them out?
How about we get a rest in case something like the Kraken comes back?
Oh, you're saying you couldn't handle it?
I'm saying after the 500 or so ships we destroyed, we're a little tapped.
Fair enough.
That's
Suit
reasonable.
yourself. We'll look around.
Fair enough. It also seems like my presence is not needed, and I will see you all very soon. As you can see, the Storm Giants are just like waiting. And he's like, I don't think the storm waits for anyone. As he goes on top, goes back on the ship. I will see you all tonight. We will probably dine like kings. Or we will steal and dine like kings. Because I know he has excellent stuff. As he goes onto the ship and starts going away. The Storm Giants approach you all. The two of them that are here. And one is down on the knees. And you can see its massive hole leaning down to the three of you, and Giant. Mosnell, you understand. The storm has heard your winds. You pushed back against one force stronger than any we've seen, and now you move the sands of fates in a new direction. The storm follows you and this people you support. As it was promised, one truth is earned for each of you that came to us. At midnight tonight, seek us out. We will be inside the forest nearest, and you will have one truth revealed to you of your wish. With that, he leans back, and the other one just gives a little nod, and the two of them, lightning strikes each of them, and thunderclap, and they're fucking gone.
Classic.
Those guys are so cool.
What did
I
they say?
have no idea what just happened.
They basically said we were able to turn back a great force. The storm is with us. And with our allies.
Okay. That was pretty obvious.
I mean, that's true.
And they said tonight, if we go into the woods closest to here, one truth will be revealed to each of us.
What?
What does that mean? One truth?
Fucking storm giants.
What is the
That's the question.
what is the scope of their knowledge? What?
They probably know everything, man.
How could they? They're not gods.
They're just assholes.
Hey, those are my friends you're talking about.
Your friends.
We had a very bad time at your friend's house.
I did.
That's right. Just all came back.
Little respect.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I suppose we should head back, head into the castle, and see what Jarlax As for us,
Thought we were gonna scour those things
well,
that fell from the sky.
do we have a ship?
No. Could probably make us walk.
Walden said we were going to wait for that.
He does have a point about the Kraken.
Cracking schmacking. I doubt it'll come back after seeing everything that happened.
Right. I would hope so. But I can't do that again.
Yeah, says you.
I'm glad you're confident about this. But
I get it. I'm outvoted. It's fine. But, let's go.
All right. So the three of you, turn from the beaches, walking through as much as you can. The storm giants were scaring the crap out of the remaining prisoners of war that were waiting on the beach to be herded into wherever they're being kept. You can already see some northern faces disgruntled, and you can see them unsure, but they all seem to be glued to you guys whenever they're passing by, their eyes seeing each and every one of you for whatever just happened. You make your way into the castle, where you're immediately recognized and told that Jarlax wanted to make sure you guys had a shower and then to meet him for everyone to be bathed.
all right. I'm gonna go shower.
You guys go through the works of this castle.
Can I short rest while I shower?
Sure. Yeah, it's an hour. It's a short rest. Yeah, definitely. The gore is being washed out of you. You have a upper section of the castle. It seems like an entire wing is basically emptied at this point, and it's just all of you in there. A little strange to feel so isolated when you know space was just an issue. But you get a moment of reprieve, some warm water, not hot, but you use buckets to wash yourselves down and get some moments of rest and reprieve for about the next hour. The design of this castle, lots of hard rectangles and hard triangle shapes throughout, very blockish, I would say, but universally everything has a triangle shaped roof to make sure snow doesn't accumulate, because that's very
Gotta get the right pitch.
happens quite a bit up here. The colors inside are beautiful greens and whites all about, but near Jarlax's side of the castle are these beautiful purples and golds all around. You start to notice more and more drow with their uniforms off and their most of the armors that they wear to try and close them so they don't have detriments when battling in the sunlight. You see the familiar faces that you were used to in the, or at least atmosphere, not so much the same faces, but the same drow face you came so familiar with in Nature's Hold. You see lots and lots of them now out and about in this area.
Can I talk to someone and ask where Lax is?
As you find no one is near any of you in this ward or this side of the castle, this wing of the castle you've been put in, as you start to peek out to get toward a more center version of it, like getting out of the west wing of it, someone is sitting there waiting for you and immediately is ready to take you to Jarlax.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. We are very excited to have you all to dine on this joyous occasion of our victory. Food.
That sounds wonderful.
It does to us as well. What we thought were last meals are now meals of victory.
My favorite.
As he takes
Pat him
you,
on the shoulder as he walks. There you go, big guy.
takes you into the hall. You get inside and you see this large table, and you hear all sorts of cheering and excitement from other rooms. And here it's very quiet. It's just Jarlax, Sylvia, and another man.
is this other man?
He
Describe him.
Is he handsome?
He is a drow. Sylvia is a human woman. She has blonde graying hair, and it's all braided up, and it's long braids all the way down to like her butt.
Damn. She's got hair.
The cloaks all around her are very much gives you the idea of a court mage, and they have intricate designs of the sparrow all around her. The one next to him has a more black tunic on, but then it has etchings of green all around it, and another sparrow etched in onto that vest. He seems to be having, or he has a little bit of that 5 o'clock shadow going on his face, but it's like coming in a little white here, and his hair itself is white but all slicked back. His fingernails are a bit long, but they're all white. They're very bright. You can see this person takes a lot in cleanliness. Everything is like perfectly tucked in. Even on his vest, you can tell there's like that handkerchief perfectly folded into that.
This guy is extra.
It's in there, and his face is more angular. It looks like he's more on the thinner side, and he seems to be in pretty peak condition for whatever his look is, whatever his age might be, which is hard to tell generally on drow and elves. Who the hell knows? You ran into Brian, she told you she was almost 2,000 years old. Fuck. So all of you are pretty like, who knows what a drow age is?
Yep.
I don't know. So the three of you come in and you see Jarlax. Wonderful, wonderful. Please come in, come in. We have what we can spare for ourselves. I made sure to spoil our soldiers and our men. They were of the heroes in the battlefield. As you are all the chosen of this conquest, as it would seem. For this defense, it's called a. What would you call it?
What do you call what? And by the way, thank you for choosing a more quiet venue. I appreciate that.
Certainly. I think, at least for me, I need a lot of time to process what's going on right now.
Gods like us. I don't know.
Right. You guys take your seats. They're pulled out for you by some of the help and the workers here.
You don't have to. Okay.
They do it anyway. This is... let me introduce two of my most trusted advisors in all the world. This is Sylvia Castcatcher. I think you've already grown a little familiar with her. She has saved my life on more than one occasion, one of those being tonight. She gives a nod. And this is Lyvel Stocken, and he is my steward. He handles everything that I am so graciously preoccupied to handle.
The little things.
He's the one who does all the real work.
Yes, he would never admit that, but yes, I'll admit that for him. And you see him tiniest, but like it's one of those guys, little emotion, a little bit of a grin, but he's like, nah, just kidding. I got you. I reveal nothing.
Yeah.
As you guys see the table, the spread in front of you seems to be breads, and there does seem to be like cooked quail, and you have these big quail birds all around. It looks pretty done well. But otherwise, drinks and wineries seem to be the main course. There doesn't seem to be a lot of food.
Get that wine.
They start pouring out this wine. They have the bottle itself seems to have this chill to it, and it has a symbol on it that is this frozen star.
Oh, what?
And on it, you see Jarlax go up and take his knife out, flip it between his fingers, and do a swift. Comes right off.
Nice.
He puts it down on the table and he goes, "That is some of the best drink you'll have. Comes from the Frostborn up north."
Frostborn. Can't say I'm acquainted with them.
Where are you from again?
Just north of
Clovis.
Clovis.
Well, that's worlds away. So yes, that makes a lot of sense. And likes of it. I don't believe any of you. He's a northerner, but You should probably know who the Frostborn are, right?
Nope.
Oh boy. Well, they are the Opal of the North, the Norths, the true Northerners. They live in absolute ice shit, and then they revel in it and build their little igloos and pretend to play kings and queens out there. But they're amazing at most of the things they do because, you know, the old saying that pressure on a coal creates a diamond. Conditions force them to be very good at everything they do. Otherwise, time to die.
Yeah, understandable.
So the wine's excellent. As he pours the wine. And he pours it all for each of your glasses, and he pours some for his stewards and all that. Right. He takes his drink. Do you all drink with him?
Yeah.
If they're out, no, kidding.
They already drank before
Does
you
it
guys.
smell like poison?
They did. You can make a medicine check
I'm
if you'd
kidding.
like.
I'm gonna drink it.
All right.
Water for me, please.
That's fine. So he takes your cup and drags it to his side as a. They come over and they have a pitcher on the
This is news to
table.
me. Yeah.
It isn't though, if you remember him. He,
I
he
don't.
never
No, you're
drank.
right, actually.
Yeah,
Come
he
to
had
think
no.
of it.
I don't.
And you wouldn't, but
Yeah.
he's consistent. You're just bad.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
There's a pitcher on the table, and you pour yourself water as another cup is knocked over because some of the other plates are set down here, but it doesn't seem like anyone is joining. Okay. Who was this that communed with each and every one of you? What do you know these deities, this divine intervention that seem to have graced us?
I know mine, but
Believe
we've
me,
never,
ours.
never seen him do anything like that.
Same.
And it's exciting to see.
Yeah, your prayers weren't for nothing.
Exactly.
Not in my experience. Prayers are normally for nothing. This is jarring for me. So, what are the names of our would-be saviors?
Dear.
Mugdis,
That's an interesting one.
do you know him?
No,
No?
I have never heard of a Mugdis.
God of the Hunt.
Well, that sounds way more exciting.
Yeah. Far more exciting than Tyr, in my opinion.
What is... I've heard of Tyr.
Yeah, he's
That's
very vanilla, boring.
Very vanilla.
Balance.
Who needs it? What you do? What of the others?
I have no idea.
The forest.
Right. Yes, the one Brian always goes on about. That was the one. The wolf.
Spirit. Yes, the wolf.
That makes sense. Her sigil is the wolf.
Yes, the spirit of the forest is that's who actually what told me to come north to help defend it.
It talks to you.
Yep.
The wolf talks to you.
Yes, I didn't know of it.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the things he's seen today, that's the thing that gets him.
It came to me one night
I think
as a glowing wolf and asked me to find Brian
incredulous is
north.
apparent ignorance of the situation.
Well, that is something.
Am I right?
That is a tale you normally hear in taverns, but clearly not one that you would. Oh, that's good stuff. Do we have more? Do we have more of that? Great. 2 more. Bring 2 more bottles up. I'm certain I will need it. All right. So that's 3. What? Any idea on the gigantic portal thing that was at in the seas? Were those yours?
Those were not ours. Have you
Oh.
ever heard of Asmodeus?
Like the devil?
Yes. The very same. At this point, we've heard of how Ascot has made allegiance with many a devil, right?
I believe you did
Sort
from the
of.
Storm Giants,
Yeah.
didn't you?
I wasn't
Yeah.
there for that episode.
Yeah,
He sold his soul away completely for power.
Yeah. So I believe you guys do know that, so you can share that information. If you don't, you fucking know.
I tell him what I just said.
All right. Well, that would help explain some things. How this individual has become so powerful in so what would seem like so little time. In 5 years, you don't typically topple empires in 5 years. Well, that's upsetting. What makes me feel a little better, because we're probably on the right side. And he starts laughing. The other two just sort of look at him like, it's the devil. I mean,
We're fighting the devil.
does no one think that doesn't mean we're the good guys? I'm glad someone sees the humor in this.
Although, when Aerie set the ships ablaze, I don't know who he was talking to.
No, none of you heard that voice, by the way, Aries' voice. Just as a note.
Right.
I have no idea what Ari did. Or if he did anything. I would assume he did if he passed out like that. And I would assume purple tattoos, purple flame stuff. But I don't really
It's
know.
happened before.
Happened before.
Not
Not the flames, but he's shown extreme power and then fainted afterwards.
Yes, he saved our lives once.
Yes,
Did he?
snapped his fingers and everyone
He saved us from a
was knocked
Valkyrie.
down. Save a few people.
Now that's no
Not just us, Brian,
undertaking.
too. Brian was there, right? Question mark?
Yes.
Yeah. that's it, that's
Brian
it.
was there. Brian saw it as well.
His power makes me uneasy. I don't think it is his power, but whoever it is
Of
their
a darker
motivations
nature.
Help us.
unclear.
Yes, he does, but he said you saved Brian. Well, at this point, I'm pretty on board for anybody that's saving our bottoms right now. But I relish the idea of being in service to other powers than my own.
It's not so bad, especially if you serve the right one.
Helps if you like it. You gotta be passionate. And it's not so much,
I look at it more like allied.
yeah.
Ally.
Yeah, it's not so much,
Servitude.
prayers and servitude. It's more, experiences and actions for me.
Fascinating.
It's knowledge, companionship. It's the ability to make a difference.
This is all very interesting.
Oh, and I don't know about the whatever those star things were. I don't know about that either.
It was Timora.
What?
Oh, luck was on our side then.
Yeah.
You
I
guys know
would assume so.
Timora.
You could say that.
Alright. So what, you said
We
two?
spoke to Timora too.
I served here, but Timora has smiled upon us before.
This is
Sounds
news
like-
to me.
Sounds like cheating.
Well, when we
They know each other. They're cool with it.
when Brian reached out to us,
They're
she
friends.
described you all as chosen for some sort of purpose. She said that her buddy there, the wolf. What'd you call it again?
Spirit of the forest.
Right, that's exactly what she said. I think the spirit of the forest had chosen one of you. Obviously, you, if you know what the heck it's called. This group was in turn must be chosen for something. But that was the instructions we had, that somebody who was chosen was being sent to us. Chosen by Brian, chosen by whomever, who cares. And they were going to be helping us out very soon and bringing storm giants. And then, wouldn't you know it, they did arrive and brought storm giants and saved the day. This is suddenly much bigger than something I thought I was a part of.
I would feel the same way.
tales. Well, that's good. Well, what are your intentions?
To restore balance to the world.
What does that mean?
to make sure that the evil that oppresses the good is cast aside.
How so? What is cast aside?
Destroy the
Cobalt Alliance.
Cobalt Alliance.
Well, that doesn't sound terrible.
Ascot.
Well, that sounds great.
Not so grand as this guy over here. Made a promise to Brian and to my friends to fight and drive back the kobolds. From there, I don't know.
Okay, well that's concerning. He's concerning. What does it mean to drive the evil out? Who is evil and who gets to make these distinctions? Is friend or foe going to be you or I tomorrow in the eyes of your deities?
That's what I don't like here.
He starts laughing at the table. Ugh. These are forces I don't understand. There isn't a single sanctuary of prayer anywhere in my kingdom. No one cares. Now I think we ought to. I have to learn a whole lot more, and no one has any time for that.
I could give you a crash course. I met a guy.
There are many books.
I met
Please, tonight is not the night, but I do appreciate the offer.
I met a guy in the capital. He had a little, I guess, library of sorts,
Okay.
similar. And he told us much of Brian's history and also of other deities he might be of use once this is all said and done.
I might be able to make a visit to the old capital.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
There's a lot of people in this world. Have to keep them all straight. Which we haven't had proper introductions, that's right. We have, but not proper. And off the battlefield, once again, I am Captain Lax, but as the Cobalt Alliance made sure to let everybody know, I am actually Captain Jarlax. Used to enjoy revelry back in the day, and some called me King of the Pirates. You see the other two next to him just being like... the other one's still stone-faced, but Sylvia's just like... He's like, it is what it is. But those days have since simmered down, especially during the years of the war. What are each of your names and your companions' names?
My name is Ulazal Uto.
Bellona Sunflow.
Mosno Dasgot.
And of those two that are not joining us right now.
Harry Gilfrey.
Belfina Stone Ridge.
I don't know Verna's name.
I don't remember off the top of my head. We could look it up, but I'll take your face value.
That was a
right now.
character.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
OOC.
Well, wonderful to meet your formal acquaintance.
Likewise.
Honestly, thank you. I am pretty wonderful to me. I've been told. Regardless, you remind me of a group. They were seeking passage some time ago overseas, near where you
Grew up.
lived and grew up. Yeah,
How long ago?
Could you describe some of the members?
must have been about 5, maybe 6 years ago.
Alright.
I've never heard word from them again, but they were seeking passage, and again were servants of the North, and they were on some mission to save the world, and seems like that seems to be your type of wheelhouse over there.
Did any of them stand out?
One was one of the strangest looking lizard folk I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, we
Strange.
totally met those guys.
Did you?
I don't know what
Which
you're talking
which
about.
one?
Come on, you remember?
Oh, I wasn't around for any of that.
Who's all over there?
Well, if it was Kane, of course.
Kane's a normal lizard folk. He's talking about the weird looking one.
This is Zach not remembering.
It's Tellius!
Holy shit.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. And then I was
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe it was Liliana and all the other people.
No,
Okay.
it was when Tellius got the fucking hat from Jorlax. He rolled a nat
Okay.
20 on his charisma check.
Okay. I'm there.
You
now.
were there.
A long time ago. It was 5 years.
Who were you then? You were
Brought the demon with us.
Charnock.
Demon. You did end up fighting a demon.
Well, demons.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
It was horrible. I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Wonderful. We waited quite a time for them.
They're still alive.
Well,
Well-
we ended up linking up and, I wasn't around for that. I wasn't with a group then, but they ended up hunting down the fiend I was tracking. So,
Fiends. You're in a matter of business that always seems to be of serious content.
Yeah.
natural, yeah.
Very. You know, all my years on the seas, you see quite a lot of strange things. This is today number one on the strange meter. All right, on the scale here. Fiends, a little more normal.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to hear that they
Well,
hung
Most-
in there. They were a
most of
wonderful
them.
lot.
I believe Shalmir.
I believe, yes, one of them did fall.
Well, that's terrible news.
He fought bravely.
Didn't know.
Well, of all that depressing talk,
This wine is killer.
I'm glad.
Indeed, it is.
It is one of the best there is. You have time. No, maybe not. But if you ever get a chance, traveling to the Frostborn's frozen fortress is quite a sight to behold and a splendor to enjoy.
I'll keep that in mind.
I believe that's where they're keeping most of the people that have retreated back, all these civilians. The front kept pushing everyone back further and further, and you can't get much farther north than the frozen fortress. So, hopefully they can return to their homes soon, thanks to each and every one of you.
Their homes are in not great shape right now. We had to retreat in quite a hurry.
Well, certainly. We're lucky we have what we have. Nature's hold did not fall, thanks to each of you. Here we fought back a Valkyrie. What a tale that must be.
I think someone banished it at some point.
That was.
Banishing a Valkyrie.
I tried to.
Oh, that was you?
It was me. The
Nice.
trick with banishing is it doesn't tend to stick.
It was still cool, though.
Yeah, bought us a few seconds at least.
Sylvia, could you be doing any banishing of Valkyries? I don't think so, my lord. Well, I think you have new studies to be looking into. That sounds very useful.
Oh my god.
Banishing. Banish it. I like the sound of that. See, Sylvia, you could be calling it out. And I banished you. And everyone would be like, how many? I don't know. You'd stop them in their tracks.
I wouldn't give her such a hard time. You would be dead if not for her.
True. But then she would not be alive without me. Isn't that right, Sylvia? And you see her looking there like, yes, ma'am. I keep her on edge and keep her life interesting up here.
So, what's the next step?
Well, Brian contacted us and told us that there was some of the great houses were trying to free the dwarf houses in Pinman, right? Isn't that where we're set off to next?
I believe so.
Is that far?
Yes.
A few days' journey down the coast. We have ships to spare now.
We could probably sail out with a friend.
Certainly. Have to try and,
He did transport us here after all.
Right, those were the other stray ships that came in here. Those look like legitimate pirates.
The new king of the pirates, if you will.
There is no king.
You haven't been on the seas in quite some time.
These are things we say. But everybody knows.
Pirate rivalry!
There's still only one king.
I don't know. The
I
rest
do
of the
know.
world
You've been
doesn't.
out of the game for a while.
Oh, don't you get me going. You can see the steward just starting to get a little wide-eyed right now. Like, what the fuck are you all doing?
No.
You see him? We will go out to sea.
You crazy.
We'll just have to have a conversation with this king of pirates. You're so eager to promote. A friend of yours?
Yes.
Ah, there's the truth of the matter.
Friend, yes. It is a word for it.
He's my
Then he's true to his nature, if that is your reaction. Most excellent.
I would like to go back to Nature's Hold. I believe we can get there quickly. I believe Delphina can take us there. Take us right to the life tree.
Before that, I would really like to have my axe back.
Oh, that's right. It's still by the mountain, isn't it?
Yes. I want it back.
Realistically, we shouldn't let the great houses toil in sieging the siege that is already occupying Pinman, but we can't turn around tomorrow after today and sail down for another war. We're going to need at least a day or two to recuperate and figure out what we're going to do with all these prisoners. Most certainly you are of great help because our numbers would have been almost equal if it weren't for the divine intervention of Tyr. Keeping that in order would have been near impossible. But we can somehow try and mitigate all of these prisoners of war. Do you have any suggestions for such? I would be open to hear what to do with 2,000 Cobalt soldiers.
Are they all sworn to their cause, or were they forced to fight?
You could ask them themselves, but if one thing describes the followers of the Cobalt Wolves, the word fanatic is the word I would use. As they refer to Escort as your grace, or the grace. He has given them the grace of new lives, new purpose, and new meaning is the jargon I hear them all spout now. Crap like that. I've seen many Cobalt soldiers do very unsettling things in the name of their great leader, in the name of their mission and their cause. And that's not so much on the scale of, by unsettling, I mean their devotion is on a level of I couldn't buy.
Perhaps it's their devotion is of magical means, and we could remove it.
Could be. You're free to try and talk with some of them or interview some of the lower soldiers. The higher ups are mine to
That's fair.
interrogate.
Did you see
How
what that
many-
general did with his sword?
That was quite strange, wasn't it?
Is it possible that he was sending a message calling for reinforcements?
It could be anything.
Very probably. Mosno, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Jesus.
Frickin' axe, dude. You got that remove curse still?
Yep.
Okay.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
We talked about this.
What'd you say?
Do you
5?
have the slots for it?
All right. Good to know.
So,
It might be of some value to have you around to help with the interrogations of that one. Maybe if Eri wakes up, that would be of use. He seems to have been the most vocal and brutal to the kobolds in that fight we had out there. He definitely
do you
seemed to
have some
be
of truth today?
walking with a chip on his shoulder.
Actually, I think it might be always prepared for me.
I've got the slot. My last second level Spell slot.
Yo, same.
Easy.
Well,
If that's the case, I will not be preparing that tomorrow.
some silence hits the table as everybody starts continuing to eat their food and their drink, and things are taken away, and there's just the crackling of the fire. Is a big fireplace right behind where Jarlax is sitting on this long table. He sits in the center, unlike many others that sit at ends of the table. He sits right in the middle to be the center of attention.
Classic Jarlax.
You guys have anything else you'd like to discuss with him, talk with one another about,
Good old Jar Jar.
ask anything of his trusted advisors?
I really want to learn more about the steward, but I don't really know what or how to ask as this character. So, no.
Okay. That's fair. Y'all always look purple.
Yo, what up with
Just
your
trying to
skin?
open up a sentence. Y'all just born that way?
Oh, God. These are the chosen ones? Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
They never said the chosen ones weren't fucking racist. Remember, they're serving gods and they got fucking ideas.
Imagine, dude.
Oh my god.
That would be amazing.
Imagine, I know it's terrible. Imagine if Jesus Christ was a horrid racist. That would be horrible. Obviously not what it is, but like, that's a funny sketch. Jesus is so wonderful. Did you see the Robin Williams one where it's the Robin Williams stand-up bit where he goes, like, one of you will betray me tomorrow, and they're just like, is it me, Jesus? Like, no, it is not you, Peter. Is it me, Jesus? No, it is not you, John. Is it me, Jesus? As Judas asks. It's just good. Beautiful joke. All right, sorry. So,
I remember that one.
if anybody, I think Kurt used to say that joke all the time. It was so
Someone
fucking
used to say
funny.
it. It's just like,
It was so
it's
funny.
amazing.
I loved it. If you guys have no more, then you can return to your quarters, and whether you want to go meet the giants or storm giants or not is up to you.
Let's fucking do it.
All right.
Oh, what
My
am I going to
intuition
ask?
says that it would be a
Oh,
good
there are
idea.
so many things that I could ask.
You come through, and you guys actually get to peek over some of it because you're so high up in where you are. You definitely feel, though, again, you're away from everybody. It seems purposeful that you guys are.
They think we're weird.
Yeah, you're definitely weird. And you can see down all the revelry and all the excitement of all these soldiers cheering, and you can actually see Jaqualdin with his group. He's standing down in this tree in this courtyard that's out, and you would think they'd be cold, but there's all these fires lit up all around and tables and feasts going on, all excitement, and you can see all these illusions starting to come up, and people are being wowed and cheering, and you see some of his fellow mates pickpocketing and moving shit around as well, and some of them being like, we fought with them, and some of them being like, and some of them like, so it's all happening at that point. As I'd say, probably Mosnell is the one overlooking this as the two of you are getting settled, and then finally coming back, all three of you, then watching down at all the courtyard and all the excitement. Three of you in silence. Azeri is still sleeping, and Belfina has fallen asleep as well.
Now what?
That was a crazy night.
No kidding.
That was incredible. I've only once heard his voice, and never so clearly, and
Did we hear it?
Yeah, you heard her.
He sounds pretty awe-inspiring.
he's not very talkative.
For the all the crap I give you, he's pretty you can understand why you'd follow someone.
He restored my life from tragedy, and to compare where I am now to where I was a decade ago is incredible. I never would have thought. But I wonder why now? Why us?
Sometimes I feel as though we're just puppets on a string.
But why not choose somebody more able then? No, I'm an old man. I'm not strong.
The divine work in mysterious ways. So
You're not wrong.
I was just a wee huntress. And then I started getting visions. I can't say why. Can't say there was any rhyme or reason to it. So it just happens.
Well, individually, we might not be as powerful as others, but I think we all have qualities when put together. Like a pretty unstoppable group, and that's probably what these gods see.
I could definitely see it in you. I don't think anyone could stop you.
You're unstoppable, man.
I'd like to see you try.
Arm wrestle?
You're more than welcome to.
Okay.
You guys, Mazno rushes, he's looking around, he sees a little end table, he brings that shit over. Will's all excited by this, tries to find some barrels,
I
he
am
points it out.
already prepping a splint for her arm.
Two barrels are set down, and then Mazno, you're so tall, you push the barrel out and get on your knees to try and get to the right height, and the two of you lock hands. Mazno licking his lips and excited in his eye, with Bellona having this same sense of, like, excitement for the hunt, the competition. Like, this is right up her alley, right up of things from your home where, like, inside the clan, the shit was all the time. Everyone always trying to peacock around, trying to show and flex who they are.
Weird flex, but okay. Do it.
Can I make a sleight of hand to
Fucking kill him.
What's she gonna do?
I'll message
Let a
you.
hand to stab him in the throat.
1, 2, what the so what's happening? What's happening?
Oh no.
Escapsons is my god.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that would be insane.
That would be nuts. That would be quite a twist.
Murder Charles.
I-
Oh my god.
I'm not from the West. I was born inside Tendorf. My last name is Palpatine.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, we're just trying to play D&D, you fucking psycho.
God, don't force feed me that nonsense.
Justin, this wasn't in your backstory.
Well, it's just been on D&D Beyond the whole time.
Your sheet says lawful good.
You got well, I'm fucking bored, guys. All right, bored.
Alright, so what are you doing?
Yeah,
He's
looking up
messaging
something.
Reed. He's messaging you.
Oh, thank you. I did not know because I cannot look over like Zach always does. He's got to know.
I gotta know all the secrets. Give them to me.
Go ahead and make a dex check.
Me? Or him?
No, not you.
Just straight
Wilzo, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Straight
Wisdom
dex.
saving throw?
Yeah, why not?
Straight dex.
Yeah.
18.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a 24.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right,
What was
let's
that
do this.
about?
you two clasp and lock hands, and you begin your arm wrestling competition. I need you all. I'm pretty sure it's just a strength contest.
Yeah.
Start rolling strength.
Literally
7.
just a strength.
7. What do you got?
Strength or athletics?
Strength.
Okay.
Let me double check athletics.
21.
Oh Jesus!
Oh no. You're gonna break her arm.
For reference,
As soon as it starts, you lock in and you feel like I'm strong, but
I'm not.
I know you're
I'm really not.
Yeah, what's your strength?
8.
8, yeah. So you're like, I keep up, right? And you've almost a little overestimating your strength in the sense of like your combat skills and your hunting ability is
There's a
made
lot
up
of
for
wine.
your strength
Yeah.
for so
Yeah.
long, and
There's
you've
a
taken
lot of wine
down.
in this situation too.
Oh yeah, you guys are pretty fucking drunk right
No,
now.
just me.
Well, I guess you're not you.
I'm
Yeah,
mellow buzz.
both of you are like drunk because you're like, oh, this is fine, and then you're like, you're good. It's now kicking in.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
I
my.
didn't expect
It's
this.
totally kicking
It's that
in.
eyes go wide.
But you've
cartoon
also
scene,
had time like that happened during the hour you guys were like milling about, like, oh shit, and you're now just sort of getting to the bubbly
The
feeling.
castle spinning.
Something cool though, it's not so much not spinning and the drunk, you're not getting typical side effects of when you get drunk.
You just know that you're drunk.
You know you're drunk, you're having the fun, but you're not so much feeling the sickness, the wooziness, the spins, some of that shit's hitting you.
Neat. This is great. Uh-oh.
Drinking should always.
That is the phrase. That is the idea that has the Frostborn doing very well
No kidding.
in this wine selling business, and also some moral and ethical things coming up.
Yep.
Regardless, Maz now, wham! Almost you can feel something kink a little in your arm as soon as it starts. Go ahead and roll your second strength check. As Maz now, you just feel like, yeah!
Oh boy.
9.
You're just flexing right now, and
18.
oh my god, 18. As you clearly feel like here comes the wind, you go to push down, and then there's just this little stop, and you're like, you can't quite get her all the way down. I need you to roll with advantage,
Okay.
and I need you to roll a normal strength check.
How does she get me?
Ooh, 8.
All right. What'd you?
10.
10. All of a sudden, it starts coming back up a little bit.
What?
Even though you had her right down, she pushes you up, but you still have the advantage. She doesn't know where it's close to center. But all of a sudden, there's a little give back, and you lose a couple inches, and you're like,
What the fuck?
go ahead and roll again for the strength check. You with
What's
advantage.
going on here?
Wolzall, you're just sitting
Can
there
I
like
make a perception check?
you can make a perception check. Mondo, you're in the zone. You're like how,
28.
You're like, how dare you challenge me? Where is you on here?
This is hilarious.
Hunter's heading home.
Nice.
Excellent.
$10:30 end.
If that's what you want.
What do you think?
I could always go longer, but you guys have to work.
I'm just asking because my wife's asking.
Ugh. It's not even here, and she's calling it early. Are you kidding me?
Alright.
You guys decide.
It's up to you.
I will go.
I would prefer 10:15.
10:15.
There you are.
That's perfect.
Shit, right.
10:30 is a little late.
Fine by me.
By the time I get in bed, it'll be a little. I don't think sad boy.
Mondays are miserable for me anyway. So
Wow. Not with that new job.
Sometimes.
yeah.
You got my next roll?
In a moment.
Oh, wait, he did a perception. Sorry.
Yep.
28.
This high octane visual content coming at you fast.
Hope I just sent it to the right person.
Yep. Clever. Clever girl.
All right, what was your roll?
Zach's or mine?
Yours. No, Zach's 28.
Mine is a.
Give me those wisdom-based rolls.
Yours is 17. What'd you
14.
roll? 14. Mazel starts pushing you down, but you haven't given out yet. You see Mazel being like, "How are you so strong? I refuse!" As he is all hulked out right now, you are within the last inch about to lose. You can hear some cracking going on.
Oh, God.
Go ahead and make another roll. You with advantage still.
Oh, yes. 21.
8.
Hey,
Use a different die.
wham!
matter.
Your arm goes down, and then you hear this big crack, and you see Bologna fall over, and the barrel she's sitting on, a large chunk of it comes with her. As you see, a knife is stabbed through one of the chunks out of the barrel as she hits the ground.
Now hold on a second.
Ryan's processing. Just have the buffering thing
Yeah,
going on
right.
right now. You know, you Irish would know what's going on. It's currently inside her other hand right now with a piece of wood attached to it.
Wait a
As Mazam gets up from his knees and he's starting to put the numbers together.
He's like, oh.
I start tying the splint to your arm.
I'll just heal myself.
You
I
don't take any
give a shit.
damage.
Okay. Oh. You must be getting soft, Mosnell. This isn't even broken.
Soft? What are you talking about?
Flabby. Like
I
poke his
didn't want
back.
to hurt my friend. I didn't want to break her.
I don't know.
I can hold my own.
Very nice.
All right.
I can hold my own.
You're up. Would
Arsenal.
that make you feel better?
Do it.
I'm gonna go to my room now.
Prove your strength, Mosnell. Prove your strength.
I was so hoping for you to roll to attack. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed.
Grapple him.
I cast banishment.
Just gonna punch you in the face.
Wham! What the fuck is that?
Bro! I cast dominate person.
Oh my god. Spells.
Space me like a man.
Yay!
Good timing.
He's here!
Harry, is that you?
Oh, I'm gonna go check on Ari to make sure that he's not dead.
Wrong. Ari comes out of his room as he hears the
twist.
commotion going on outside, waken from your slumber. You inquire, what the fuck's going on out here? You heard a big crack.
What's all this then?
What the fuck's going on out here?
Hey, you're awake.
I wanted.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
You notice a table is set up, a nightstand, and one barrel is sprawled out as potatoes are leaking out of it. There's clearly a piece missing that is at the end of a knife inside Bellona's hand as she has now gotten up and she's brushing herself off. Mosnell seems to be bulging all of his muscles right now, exhilarated. It is nighttime, so it is completely dark. Last thing you remember was snapping the ships to the fiery depths. You woke up inside this strange room, immediately came out. You're inside this castle, and you can actually hear all this revelry going on down below of cheers and shouts and some lighting. It seems like by the windows elevated, you're quite a ways up. If you had to guess, probably a few stories. All stonework and greens and whites, all inside this section, this wing of what clearly looks to be like some sort of castle. That is what you come to as Belfina peeks out, sees all this, and goes, "Yeah, I'm goes back in, goes right to bed."
You don't want to talk to the storm giants? Okay. Good night. No, I like that. I think we should keep that.
Well,
That's canon.
We'll see.
Accurate representation of the real.
You do hear Ulzal say, "Don't you want to talk to the storm giants?" And you're like, "What is that about?"
What's going on? What happened?
We won. For starters.
The gods heard us. The Cobalt Alliance was forced to surrender. There are over 2,000 prisoners, the general amongst them. I know that Lax wanted to wait until you were with him to interrogate him.
Yes, very much so.
The Storm Giants spoke to us and said that if we would meet with them tonight at midnight, they would speak one truth to each of us.
Oh,
So,
that's okay.
I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out what I'm going to talk to them about. But
You notice as you're talking to Ari how defined all of his bruises look now. They're very clearly tattoos on shapes and sorts. Over time, it seems like they have been becoming more and more clear, but Ari is completely like tatted out all around him, and you can see stuff even going like around his neck, bits and pieces of these intricate designs. His eyes aren't the obnoxious glowing that they were for a while. They seem to have faded, and his eye color has just changed to purple at this point.
It's just purple now.
Yeah. Cool. But it's returned to more normal eyes of white and
They're not
Irises,
like
yeah.
glowy, like, hey, look at me, I got weird eyes.
Purple irises.
Yes.
Ari, do you feel okay?
Other than very tired, I feel fine.
You
Classic.
You also got a short rested. And you were healed for 8 hit points.
You're welcome.
And a short rest. Oh, right. Yeah, I feel fine.
How much time is there until midnight?
Probably, I'd say 30 minutes or so.
All right. No time for this conversation right now.
Not really. You already got to start making a hike to the near forest.
Let's go.
Everyone think about what they want to ask.
As you guys start to make your way out, it does seem like there are guards positioned outside your wing. And as you start to leave, they look at you guys, and you can see their wide-eyed expressions. They're not suited up in armors or anything like that. They just seem to be guarding outside. What, you headed out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Midnight stroll.
Oh, certainly.
Fanciest
That's certainly chosen. You
Please don't. We're just people.
certainly. He looks over to the other one. The other one's like, so there's a lot of that going around.
I don't like it.
And they're like, yes, we are here, and we are watching over to make sure nobody tries to sneak in while you sleep, so you can have your rest. We are keeping adamant guard to make sure you're kept safe.
Do you want to come with us?
I'm not sure post
They have
permits
a
us to
post.
leave,
They can stay.
even though you're leaving. But we have direct orders. You're free to do as you please within the means of civility. If you start killing people, please don't, because we don't want to die. Because then we'd have to stop you, and I don't think we can stop you.
We have no intentions.
I go back into the room and get the remainder of the bottle of the really fancy wine,
Yes.
and I give it to him.
Seriously,
Yeah.
have a wonderful stroll.
Let's
I
go.
just see that I was like, we can't drink. And he's like, shut the fuck up. They're not here. Have you seen this? This shit costs like 4,000 gold pieces. And you guys start walking away. As you how many? Give me that back. How much is left in that shit?
Kill them.
Yeah.
They earned it.
All right, you guys go outside, and it's very little resistance from anyone. You guys are very much in isolation, separated.
Try and stop me, bitch.
As you guys go out, mist through the revelry, there's a clear path as you ask around for a few guards, and they direct you to midnight strolls. They're all like, forest has all sorts of strange things out here.
We'll be all right.
All right. Like frost trolls and what, you summon gods, just go. As they continue, you guys walk into the forest as Mazdal is your lead. As you just get to the edge of the forest, what are you doing, Mazdal? Everyone's sort of just staring at you because you were the only one that could understand giant.
Where do we go?
into the forest.
Are there tracks?
Is there a place?
I don't remember them saying the place. They just said the forest. I'll look for tracks.
All right, make a nature check.
Survival?
Survival. Sorry. Yeah, I meant survival.
Nature's intelligence base. I'm
Yeah,
looking out
I
for my
meant-
fellow barbarian
I meant-
homie.
Completely meant survival. It just slipped. Nature slipped.
20, 25.
All right, Maz. Now you start looking around. You guys start going into the forest. You start seeing some tracks, and you end up finding like squirrels and a
Craters.
fox. And you get distracted a couple times as it's like, yo, it's starting to get close to midnight. They start bringing you back in line. You're like, right. You see some wolf tracks, and you're like, dude, I love wolves. Later, definitely
Wolf tracks.
coming back.
On track,
We're
buddy,
on
track.
we're on a clock.
As you guys basically, Mazdal, you have your sense of direction, but realistically, you're totally like 800 feet deep into a forest with no idea where you are. But you definitely know where you are. But like, no one else has a fucking clue because we're just watching you.
Can I take the rear and sort of mark where we're going?
After about 5 minutes, sure.
Cool.
So you start marking little things like in a tree and doing it as
Stabby.
Well, as nice as you can to nature, because Bellona wouldn't be like Belfina. I was right. Bellona wouldn't be like, "Duh, tree, got him." It's a little more respect for nature.
Fuck that tree.
And as you sort of start looking around, you're like,
Did we get stood up by storm giants? The time is right? We got the right forest? Not the one in Tendorf?
Only forest I've seen.
there's like a little layer of snow as well, so you're all just have a little crunching of snow as people are like moving in place a little bit.
Are there storm clouds anywhere nearby?
Oh, it's a clear night. Big old moon.
Oh.
Actually, looking at the moon, you can start seeing like a little glow to it, and looking down, it's like that looks like it's almost like
How many moons are
glowing
there?
right near us. Just one. So
Okay, cool.
Glowing
actually,
near
there's
us?
2 moons. That's right. There is 2 moons. There's one sun.
That's
2
no
moons.
moon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, there's always been 2 moons.
Aha!
Yeah, you got me. But the other one's just rising over the horizon.
Of course.
So it's like close to us? Like abnormally?
Yeah, it looks like almost
Like
when
a Majora's Mask
there's a
type
light.
situation?
There's a light. No. But like when clouds and then a little light beam comes through the clouds, so it looks like there's one like pretty close to you.
Can I head over in that direction? See if there's
Yeah,
anything
you
there?
start heading
that?
over in that direction. Maz, now you also now notice this light pointed out by Ulzal, and you're like, that's definitely what I was thinking.
Right.
Seems
you.
bright.
You guys walk over, and there seems to be a little bit of a clearing, not a real clearing, but just like space. There's clearly some trees for like a 5-foot radius, just pushing everything back. So 10 feet diameter. You guys are in this little bit of a pocket clearing, and it looks like the light's not completely through here. It looks like there's still trees blocking it, and like the circle itself is almost completely illuminated, but it's not quite illuminated yet.
Is it almost midnight?
It's almost midnight. It's not quite midnight.
I'll sit down.
All right. You sit down in the snow. You hear the nice crunch of the snow.
Look at the stars.
I'll just,
Run my hands through the snow.
just play with a crossbow bolt. A little twirly action there.
Certainly.
Twirly
I'm
action.
standing there zoned out.
Can I, like, get a better look at Aries' tattoos?
Well, he's pretty well
Probably
cloaked.
not right.
Yeah.
Probably not right now because it's dark out.
I am concerned
ask
for
him
my...
to take
Yeah,
his
you also
clothes off.
don't have dark vision,
Yeah, that's true.
but the moon is very bright where you guys are standing, so
Okay.
it's almost like daylight,
Wow.
to be fair.
You could ask him to take his clothes off.
That is a thought that passes through your mind.
No, that's weird. That's weird.
But Ari is almost always in cloaks anyway. The reason you notice more tattoos is because they were getting like
Bad.
around his neck and around. Not face. He's not in face tattoo
He
land
didn't
yet.
go to prison yet.
And he's
But he's
not.
headed
And he's
there.
not here. But it's like
He's headed
little,
there.
little bits.
I'm concerned about my
Hunter's gonna have a face tattoo for the next session.
As you're about to say something, finally, it seems that the whole thing is illuminated, and then before you, little taller than Maz now, you see the image of the first storm giant you met appear in front of you, but not in gigantic size. Just appears before you as taller than Cain, maybe along the lines of Ragnorum height, who is still fucking big.
Like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
He's 9.
I
10
think it's like...
feet.
You said 13.
Yeah, I thought I did say 13,
Yeah.
but I was like, did I say 9?
It is 13.
Yeah, I thought he was around 13 because he.
But 12. I thought it was 12 or 13.
Yeah, he was right between there. He's right between like
Freaking big.
he's bigger than a story. So he can punch up to a Gaestro, but also not so big where he can't fit into everything he needs to. Because he can also.
design.
I will fit.
So,
It's before you, the storm
mini
giant.
storm giant.
And you see, he looks to each of, and he almost looks more like projected, almost ethereal, in the moonlight.
Classic.
And you hear in common,
Oh,
each of you have brought a storm, changing the winds of fate and time. The storm giants want to bestow a gift of a truth for showing us the newest winds of the storm in which we must follow. Which of you desires to know the first of the truths we give?
Also,
Looking at Miles now.
Yep.
I will.
Step forth, Mosnell. It's you. Looking up to him, all
God.
excited.
use thaumaturgy to make his hair flow in the wind.
Nice. It is. Yep.
The beard.
Yeah, the beard is flowing in the
Oh
wind.
my lord.
Mosnell Desgot, seemingly chosen of the spirit of the forest, brought to us by divine intervention or the fates themselves. What is the one truth you wish to know?
The giant that killed my mother. Where can he be found?
He looks towards you, Mosnell, and in his hands, you see that cloud-like structure you saw before, that mist, but it's still ethereal looking in the light, the way it's glistening right now, but similar to what the last storm giant showed you in the when you guys visited him inside his mountain. Through fields of frost, upon the mountains with no snow, lies a dormant volcano that harbors the fire giant Krykos. Inside, your mother remains imprisoned. Look east of skyward dens and southwest of the point that dares look toward the moon. Find the halfling who knows nothing, but knows all the same. Be he wearing a red hat, you must not approach. But green, and your path will be set. That is your truth you've earned, Mosnell.
One hat, two hat, red hat, green hat.
Thank you.
He nods. You notice, because of the size and speaking common, not the same booming voice beforehand. It does seem that the size definitely impacts your understanding. Like when he's talking to Mosnell, it's a little like out of God of War talking to the serpent, or just this long bellowing, but just bigger lungs. Does anyone else desire
I
the
do.
truth? Step 4.
Whatever happened to the man who I seemingly replaced, Flamma?
Of meditation and peace is what Flamma dared seek. Returning to the one who taught him where lost are found. Training, meditating, he seems to be striving toward a desire deep to his core. He is safe, he is well, and he is motivated.
Thank you.
You can hear Bologna moving back in the snow, the crunching of it.
Your friend's alive.
This is good news. This is great news. I'll walk forward.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking to the stars, and he looks at Storm Giant's face, and he says,
You're not getting any of these dice back. I'm going to do that.
I need it.
"My love, does she yet live?"
My love? DMing. What are you referring to?
Let us know how to love. That's
Come on, Reed. You're supposed to know everything.
I thought I did.
You did.
He's making
Don't worry. Just
Yeah.
message me. You'll jog my memory. There's a lot. I completely blanked on Storm Giant bad experience for Bologna earlier. That was hilarious having that all come back to me. What's wrong with the Storm Giants? They're chill. From Mosnell, Bologna, like, they fucking suck. I wonder why. You're the chosen one. This is great. Bologna, you're lame.
Yup. Fucking Storm Giants. But hey, I'm all down with getting the truth. Who wouldn't be? A fool. They also helped us not die, so.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
What's me?
What is wrong with you?
I just play with them.
How do they get so far away is my question. It's like you're better off throwing them and they'll land closer to you. I knew you were going to knock out the camera, too.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute troublemaker, bro.
I can't help
Absolute
it.
troublemaker.
I'm always in character, I'm sorry.
All right.
Tally's is always lurking.
And your question was, how is my love?
Does she yet live?
Does she yet live? No longer bound by the pains of this world, she sits by the side of Tia now.
Thank you.
I step
She's dead.
forward. What is the key to us defeating Ascot Grandier?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Probably the most important question.
Fun fact, I had a whole list of like things I could probably ask. That one's not on there.
Hey.
Good shit.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. No, it's good. It's good.
It's good.
No, it is.
It's good.
They were more like, if they ask these questions, I gotta make sure I know. Where that one, that's in the data bank.
Right.
that's in there just fine.
What have you done?
You asked how.
What is the key to defeating Ascot Grandier?
Escott Grandier is a key. Escott Grandier is a lock with many keyholes. There's no single key that will allow you to defeat Escott Grandier. There is the path in which you are set out upon is one step. The next is freeing allies and acquiring allies. The last is not to lose the spirit of the North. Without Brine, there is no unification, and the North will collapse. The North will go through trying times ahead. To overcome such trials, difficult choices will have to be made. Struggles will be needed. And answers lie within the city of Lianzhou and what you call the Frozen Fortress. If the fates are on your side and you are strong enough to make the hard choices, Escott Grandier will fall, and his storm will be extinguished.
Thank you.
Thank you all for living in the path of the storm and bringing it with you and emboldening it, embodying it. We will be watching. ever vigilant to see which way the winds blow. And just as he finishes his sentence, you notice the light around you is now gone, as a cloud is going past.
Oh shit.
And as the cloud goes away past the moon, like where you were at, he's gone.
I can't see.
What's that?
Anything special about that cloud? Is that a cloud castle?
It's no.
What does the cloud look like?
Cumulonimbus.
What is the color of the cloud?
It's tough to tell at night,
Describe
but it
the
looks
gradient.
very fluffy, but dark and blue because of the night sky, but you know it's white.
Is there a storm
What
cloud?
direction is it blowing?
From east to west.
How does Coriolis affect? Never mind.
It wouldn't impact a fucking cloud. You fucking asshole, you're losing. You haven't figured out something, you ain't gonna stop me on clouds. You didn't know meteorology is my specialty.
Is the water cycle the same in Zenya
Yes.
as it is on Earth?
100%.
Can you imagine trying to come up with an
100%.
entirely different physics system? Oh my god.
The waters themselves are already different because of the poles of the two moons. So that's already different. That's as far as I go. You all are hit with some silence as this new dire information, that these truths you wanted to know, have hit you in many different ways. Some of good news and some of not.
Ari, that was a great question. Like I feel like my question was trash.
I think all your questions pertain to specific objectives,
Objectives.
personal, of personal importance.
I just wanted to make sure your friend was okay.
My question was no different.
It's true.
Fair.
That was only a weird. Got it.
My mother's alive. I thought that
Flama's alive. That's good news for you guys.
True.
I don't say shit.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, no.
What do you think?
No, that's fair.
I thought so.
Cameron got knocked out.
Oh, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Did you?
What? I didn't do anything.
I don't believe you.
I
I didn't
bumped
do
the
anything.
table slightly with my knee.
See?
It was my fault.
I'm getting a new camera someday. I'll buy another more expensive.
Is it the camera or is it the wire?
It's both. It's the connection of the camera and the wire. They're both finicky.
Man.
The wire needs to be up higher so then it has a nicer connection. It seems like the top of it comes out just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. You guys can start seeing your breath. You notice your breath. You're already breathing in here.
Mazna, lead the way. And I'll cast light on, I don't know, his beard. Yeah. Sure.
You give me a survival check with disadvantage because you're blind as fuck right now. You are super blind. You cast light on his beard.
It's not a very strong light.
It is on his beard.
It's like
It's-
torch.
I didn't care if it's under its beard. It's still like light coming up through the beard. He
Let's
is blind.
Let's see how high you can get.
with disadvantage.
Yes.
That is a 15.
Well, thank Christ for noses.
We're fine.
So Mazno sniffing it out and putting his hands out and occasionally being like, yeah, fucking this way. A couple times he gets distracted again. He's like, maybe with the... No, we gotta get back. You guys, get back to the castle. Guards recognize you, let you through.
Do they notice the light on his beard?
Yeah, definitely.
They're probably thinking something weird.
They're not
God-related.
engaging with the people that split the seas and set boats on fire. That the water is still burning as you guys walk back. You can
It's
still
still
see
there.
the purple and black fire on the sea.
Still.
Oh my
It's
God.
still
Is that ever
burning.
gonna go out?
They're not fucking bringing up a glowing orb underneath this dude's face. They're good.
When I walk by, gentlemen. Walk by.
So chosen.
Stop that, please.
You enter into the castle, and you guys can choose. It's a little past midnight now, probably about midnight 30 to get back. 12:45. The partying has died down a little bit. Now it's more of the storytelling you can hear downstairs and all that. But you're free to go to sleep. You're free to do whatever you want for the rest of this night. As your friends inform you, though, Ari, there is at least 1 to 2 days before they're going to go sail south to Pinman to try and bail out the dwarves. Yes, thank you.
Dwarves.
I would like to go to Nature's Hold tomorrow, if at all possible. I think I can help Eve.
How will we get there?
Belfina can take us there. She knows the life tree. She can get us there.
What are we doing there? Because if it's not that important, I'd like to re-bring up my axe.
It's true. Do you have to have that axe specifically?
Yes. I'm very fond of it.
As you see, his eyes are still like sunken in a bit, and he still has all these like
Oh, God.
veins bulging in certain areas of the light right now that look blacker than the
no.
other veins.
Oh, no.
His eyes look a little like a meth addict.
I think we might be able to do both. There are trees where the axe was. I don't see any reason why she couldn't take us there as well.
How many times can she do that?
I'm not sure what level spell it is.
It's usually like a 7.
No, she had this before we leveled up. I might be able to peep
I
it.
typed in tree teleport 5e
Well, we
transportation
also
vehicle.
have to get back. So,
We do have a few days,
6th level.
so she probably has 2 6th-level spell slots. Yeah, we leveled up.
13, dude.
Oh.
Ow!
I mean, yeah, she would definitely know trees next to that area.
Yeah, both areas.
Yeah, we could do it. I think.
We also
Harry,
have that
could you give
glass.
me a wisdom saving throw?
who?
Harry.
What is this?
Nothing.
This is the third one.
Just curious.
I don't trust you.
Curious.
Have I had more during this game?
Not you, no.
There was one from Osnall, and then there was one for me.
17.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I just wanted to know. You guys are paranoid.
Hell yeah, dude.
You're paranoid. Anyway,
You don't just do rolls for no reason.
Yeah, you do.
maybe you do.
Sometimes you do. It's fun.
All right. Anyway,
How does she have 0 and 2 stats? Whatever.
Yeah, if we're gonna be at
Spears.
Nature's Hold, we can bring that glass back and see what those adventures had.
Oh no, she only has level 1, level 6. So
We had 3 or 4
1 day to get there, 1 day to get to the next place, and then another
someone
day.
should have it written down, but I think it was
It's
3
It's in the bag
sheets.
of holding.
Yeah, it's like 11 by 12 sheets, like piece of paper of it. You have to be delicate removing it. Now you're throwing it the other way.
So it would take us 3 days. She only has 1 level 6 spell slot. So 1 day to get to Nature's Hold.
She
1
doesn't have
day.
any 7s? She can't cast it a higher spell?
I think druids get spells at a different rate than
Oh,
clerics
you're
do.
totally right. You're totally right.
Yeah. So it would take 3 days, but
They will be leaving before 3 days.
Yeah.
So be smart.
Where are we headed?
Pinman, south. If you get the little map up,
I can't view it no more.
They're going along the coast, yeah.
Is the map over here?
If we utilize Jaqualden's
it's inside.
services, we could probably get there faster than they do.
that's fair.
And
True.
Perhaps we could spend some more time
Pinman is
preparing.
here. Nature's Hold's there. You guys are all the way up here.
Oh wow. We up there.
You're up here. Here. Nature's Hold's there. Pinman's there. Frozen Fortress stuck over here.
It's not that far away.
Especially not with Jaqualden,
Not
As
yeah, with
an
the
ally.
Cornet. Cornet.
King of the Pirates.
They're starting shit. You missed them. They're egging on Jarlax. They're egging them on.
Jarlax is out of the pirate game for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and there's a new king in town. We'll fucking see about that.
God.
And his advisors are like, "Oh my god, why?"
What's wrong with you people?
Okay. So,
Yeah.
what is a higher priority for us? Is I think Masnal's axe is definitely a real priority because we don't want him to get completely corrupted and lose his soul or whatever.
What are you talking about?
How long did it take for us to get to the storm giant?
Week. I know it took you. You guys were ahead of schedule, 3 or 4 days because you're high rolled. So it took you about 4 days to get there. Inside the cave, it took you another. I believe only a day passed for that, and then a day of travel. That's where we almost came up on a week, and then a week to get over here. So it's nearly been 2 weeks, and then from the Nature's Hold fight, you guys are coming up on about 3 weeks after the final stand of the North, which turned out not to be the final stand.
Yeet. I think
It was.
I can plane shift, but I don't think I have. I need an attunement fork to. Because it gets us to other places.
Good luck finding that shit.
Yeah.
I just so happen to have no.
Funny you say that.
Part of my
motherfucker. Surprise, some fries.
Never
Same
knew,
time.
but I was actually a seer. Clairvoyant.
Yeah, I don't think, unless there's a Temple of Tyr in one of those places, and then I could get us there.
You don't have to make the check. You're pretty familiar with places of tier.
Yeah.
There's not a single place here, as Jarlax told you.
Classic.
Nature's Hold, you guys saw the warship in there.
Not really Tyr
And
related.
it's not tier oriented. And you can try and get back to Neverwinter, but what's her
That's-
name was never there.
yeah,
so
that's
she can't see it. She can try and scry on it and that shit. That's also hostile territory. That's
Yeah.
owned by the Cobalt Wolves as an FYI. So is all of Freya. So
We could get in there.
you could probably try and get into Fanlin. I don't know how easy or hard that would be. I do, but you don't. But these are all options.
Yeah, my teleporting is very specific, unfortunately. Where should we go first?
This will be the last conversation of the night because Justin has to go at 10:15, which is now. You guys just enjoy. You role play this out.
Well, what
Your
are we
plan.
doing in Nature's Hold?
Well, actually, wait. Because if we were to take extended resting periods, we could leave tonight. Couldn't we?
I don't know if she'll be able to tonight.
She doesn't have the spell shot because she used the
She used the sunbeam. Yeah.
She used sunbeam.
Okay, never mind.
So I think she's. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna have to just have it. Take 3 days if we want to hit all of our destinations, or only select one.
3 days, you will miss Pinman. Well, I guess you won't.
Take us.
They leave in 2 days. They leave in 2 days, and it's going to take them about a day and a half's journey to get to Pinman with normal ships at normal speed.
Right.
How fast could a speedy ship go?
You'd have to ask him. You have to go track down that little drunk bastard. He is passed out and happy belly right now.
Well, I think the reason I want to go to Nature's
I have a
Hold
third
is so
spell
that I
slot.
can
You could message
so that I can regenerate Eve.
try it.
She was missing her limbs. I can fix that now. So I think getting your axe is more pressing than that because I'm not sure if I'm not sure what condition she's in, if she's getting worse or just staying the same. But every time you use that axe, you get worse. So
Worse. I was doing pretty good out there, I think.
He was literally cleaving people in half through their armor.
is there a mirror in this room?
You guys are kind of right back to that hallway you were chilling out again, so you can look about and yeah, there's mirrors in some of the rooms, so you can take a mirror.
Show him his
It's large.
reflection in the mirror.
You see before you, you look a little sickly. You know, it's a little weird. You don't wear eyeshadow or any of that makeup.
You're
stuff.
not a goth.
That's weird. That's real darker than normal. But like, probably the lighting.
Just tired. going like crazy. We just started a battle. I look tired.
Mazna, look at your veins.
You look down at your veins, and some of them look just fine, and then some of them look a little like black roots of trees you've seen in the forest, and you're like, probably the lighting.
Regardless, we can rest tonight and decide in the morning.
People were cutting me with swords. My blood's just dirty.
What?
That's not how that
That's
works.
that what?
That is not how that works at all. I'm a doctor. That's not how that
You get an
works.
inspiration die for next session
I
for
don't even.
excellent role playing.
I'm just gonna leave that alone. That was
Well,
wow.
if I get my other axe, I want I'll use that.
Wow.
I think we should get the.
How is he that dumb?
He's very strong.
But how is he that dumb?
He's
Wow.
very talented. And
How are
very
you not more
specific.
surprised?
I've known him for longer.
Oh my god.
I agree about getting his axe, but I just, what do we do with the rest of that day?
Push-ups.
Well, how far was that place from Nature's Hold? We walked.
That's
pretty
very
4
far.
days. 4 days on if you got it very fast in high rolls. You got there. It normally takes a week. It was
What
like-
if we got close to Pinman and then traveled from Pinman to Nature's Hold? and
That
then
way
back
we would
to
have a
Pinman?
tree marker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might work. Especially if we can get there with haste.
That's a good idea.
Of course, it's a good idea.
And, yeah, actually, if we go tomorrow morning, if we can convince Jaqualda to take us nearby, we have the entirety of the day. We can portal back to the axe, take some time to prepare ourselves.
What if the axe isn't there?
And we're fucked.
Then,
I think-
mean, we've used up time, but I don't think it's unreasonable.
I think I have a spell that can help with that.
Yeah.
He still has a weapon that we can use as that.
I don't know how much longer he should hold on to that. I mean, Eri, you know as well as anyone that messing with dark forces doesn't always work out well. I mean,
I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about?
you were passed out for like the whole day.
Yeah, he looks great.
Whole day.
Your eyes are purple.
Where you're standing
What?
in the background, you can still see bits of the fire through, like behind Harry right now through the window, and it's still burning on top of the water.
You're not okay, and we need to talk about this. But not now.
I'm-
It's
I'm
late.
fine.
Well, honestly, if Justin wants to head out early and you guys still want to keep role playing, that's still fine. We don't have to do anything major, but sleep time. Whoever has to go to sleep, fucking go to sleep.
Going to bed.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really.
Alright.
I think.
Good night, Bologna.
I think.
Good night, guys. Do you want me to send a message to Jaqualden before I go?
Yeah, if you wouldn't
Yeah.
mind.
Alright.
Ask if
What do you want me to say? If we can leave tomorrow? Alright. Hey,
Hope he's not a
Jaqualden.
dick about this.
It's Bologna. Any chance we could leave tomorrow for Pinman?
Ah!
Sleepy boy.
Ugh. Off of me. Get off of me.
Ew.
Why would we do that? We were just in a war. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. You can explain.
It is done.
We'll have to explain tomorrow morning.
we do that.
Yeah.
All right. Does everybody want to end there? Is that where we want to end?
Good night.
Finn.
All right. Next week we'll pick up with Fanlin Crew still. I think we'll do probably 2 or 3 more episodes of Fanlin before we jump back to the Happy-Go-Lucky Waterdeep crew with your party. I think maybe you'll want the party after the next 2 or 3 sessions.
Oh man.
What are you trying to say?
Don't talk to me like that.
I'm saying it's just a good. It'll be a change up.
Trying to
is
say
all.
that we're gonna murder everyone?
No, I'm.
we are.
Well, you already did. To be
We're
fair,
gonna do it again.
Especially
and
Velveeta.
again?
She killed lots.
she killed a lot of
And
people.
again?
It's so Jesus.
I unkilled a lot of people.
You did.
That was fun.
That sort of evens out some of the strange balance in the universe.
And again.